I recently met someone who has MS. MS stands for multiple sclerosis and not Microsoft like I originally thought. I was like, damn, it's so cool that you made a multi-billion-dollar company out of something you started in your garage. I mean, I'm a Sony guy myself, but I can still appreciate all the joy MS brings people around the world. I was using MS Paint recently. It's a great program that occasionally smushes your project together to accommodate your double vision. Symptoms of MS include double vision, blindness in one eye, muscle weakness, trouble with sensation, and trouble with coordination. I definitely saw that last one in action because I tossed her a can of Coke once and she turned around to catch it and it hit her in the back. Damn girl, do you have MS or am I the one making you weak in the knees? Multiple sclerosis, which I assume means more than one sclerosis, means that the insulating covers of nerve cells in the brain and spinal cord are damaged, and it leaves scars on the white matter, which disrupts the ability of parts of the nervous system to communicate. Anyway, I wanted to help her out as much as I could, so I started thinking about if there were any support groups for MS. And I remember vaguely seeing a bunch of headlines for this group called MS-13. I figured they must be doing good work if they're so talked about, so I told her she should join MS-13. And she got really mad for some reason. She started calling me racist, and I was like, what? I mean, I heard Latinos were feisty, but I had no idea. Did you know over 2 million people have MS in America? Yeah, that disease really isn't MSing around. Another unfortunate fact is that MS has no cure. Yeah, God gave it to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame last year instead, the douche. Well, that was fun. Let's talk about something else. I still don't like anti-rich people sentiment. You hate them because you ain't them, unless you're a rich person with very low economic self-esteem, and then you hate them because you hate yourself. Or you just have this weird notion that they're all corrupt, spoiled brats, as if having money automatically does that to people. Money is kind of like your race, where identity politics is concerned if you think about it. Those kind of people judge you based on your amount of money instead of the actual content of your character. It's never who you are, it's what you have that matters to them. But I mostly want to touch on this weird contradiction I've noticed with people like that, because some anti-rich people say money doesn't buy happiness, and people of all backgrounds say that too, even though I personally disagree for reasons I've stated in previous videos. But also, if you're anti-rich, whenever you hear about rich people having bad things happen to them or suffering, you're like, who cares? They have money, they'll be fine. So let me get this straight. Money doesn't buy happiness, but it's a perfect insulation against sadness. Money has no effect on positive emotional well-being, but it's a preventative vaccine on the negative. Unlike happiness, I don't buy that shit. To some people, having success is like having a kid. You hate everyone's but your own. Yours is your baby that you created and raised from the ground up, and everyone else's was adopted and bought or stolen from a maternity ward. If you have a mentality that is perpetually jealous of anyone else's success, sooner or later you have to ask yourself, at what point does the entire rest of the world stop being at fault for what you're incapable of achieving? I'd be able to get a job easily if the world would just be more accepting of people who are lazy, tardy, and irresponsible. Why doesn't this job provide more sick days to accommodate my raging alcoholism? This is discrimination. Does everyone have success in them? I really don't know. I would think everyone has something they can be good at, but also not everyone gets to do the thing they're good at for a living. And there's no way to remake the world to where that would be the case, or else you'd have like 3 billion artists and musicians and nobody to wait tables. There's too many artists and musicians as is. 99% of music will never be on the radio, ever. It will never get downloaded on iTunes or listened to on Spotify. It exists in a black hole where sound can't escape. America is the land of limited opportunity. More opportunity than other places, sure, but still limited. If 99% of people gave up on their loftiest dreams and pursued a life of adequate responsibility, life would be better. It just would be. Shoot your shot. Nobody's telling you not to go for it. But give yourself a certain number of misses before you're like, okay, I'm just gonna tend bar now. Bartending is nobody's dream, but we sure need bartenders. We do live in an elitist society. Everyone contributes to it. Even the most hardcore anti-elitist has elitist tendencies all day long and doesn't think twice about them. But the elitism is in regard to talent, across all fields. We respect talent, but we mostly respect only the highest level of talent. If you have average talent, nobody cares. People just want to see the world's best. They want to have the best food, listen to the best music, watch the best TV. If you've ever stopped watching a show in the middle or didn't make it through the first episode because it wasn't good enough, that's elitism. And it's good. Elitism is good. It's right. It's discrimination, but it's correct. You discriminate forever with every decision you make. This brand of bagels over that brand of bagels. Discrimination, elitism, snobbery, sanctimony. You'll never outrun it, and you shouldn't. We have a limited time on this earth. You should want the best. My only clause I'd add to that is that if you want the best, You should deserve the best. Work on being someone worthy of every discriminating choice you make. Earn the right to look down on some things over others. If you want to follow your dreams, make sure you deserve to achieve them. And if you don't, most people deserve to at least make a living, and if you don't deserve that, damn, if you don't deserve work, you need some serious work. Sometimes when you see people arguing points of views, they'll try to associate the other person's view with the view of some undesirable person to discredit it. Whatever your alignment, doing this is stupid and wrong. I saw that Jacob Wohl was trending on Twitter. He's like this young Republican dude, younger than me even, that many people on both sides dislike because he's a troll and an idiot, but he got banned from Twitter for running bot accounts that were made to targetedly harass specific people, and Twitter busted him on it because he literally went on a TV interview a few hours before and said he was doing it like an absolute fucking moron. Jacob Wohl is a dingus. He is the dumbest doofus that ever doofed. Like, he wants to be this big shot political mastermind saboteur, and he tries to pull off all this sneaky shit, but he's just a bumbling dolt, and his life story would make a terrific absurd comedy. Imagine Wolf of Wall Street, but with politics, and also they fail miserably right out of the gate. So just to have that on the record for the rest of what I'm about to say. I was browsing his trend and came across a tweet from a guy that read, "If you share the same views as somebody like Jacob Wohl, you might want to think about what that means." Obviously, it's a jab at Republicans as a whole, but that logic is a faucet of bullshit. First of all, I don't share all the same views as Jacob Wohl because Jacob Wohl thinks video games and anime are turning all the young men who play them into worthless losers, and that's a bunch of garbage from a 21-year-old who's already committed several frauds. Secondly, undesirable people are gonna share some of your views on literally anything. If your favorite ice cream flavor was French vanilla, and you found out that was John Wayne Gacy's favorite flavor too, would you have to rethink your fucking relationship with French vanilla? Does it mean you're also a guy who dresses like a clown and kills little boys? That's a common unifier between you after all. There's a Venn diagram where you and John Wayne Gacy overlap. How does that make you feel? Like you better pick a new favorite ice cream? No, that's stupid. It's a dumb, reductionist guilt by association argument that holds no weight. It's another way to try and classify people as a group of deplorables instead of individuals with nuanced and separate perspectives. You don't want open borders? Well, neither does Jacob Wohl. Case closed. You're also a racist fraud. Sorry, that's not how thought works. Stop trying to police mine. It's not your jurisdiction. When did Joe Rogan become a gateway to the alt-right? Did I miss that train? Because last I checked, he was just a liberal who just isn't lockstep with the Progressive Democratic Party on every issue, and is actually interested in hearing what people who disagree with him, and occasionally insane people, have to say. He just had Alex Jones on his podcast, which is one of the most watched podcasts in the country, and Alex Jones became the #1 trending topic in the world, which is funny because he was already banned from Twitter. A guy who isn't allowed on Twitter is the most talked about guy on Twitter right now, because he gave Joe Rogan a 5-hour interview of blistering insanity and relentless madness. I've seen clips. There's this one clip where Alex Jones literally comes out and goes, "Look, here's the thing. I gotta be honest with you." And then he pauses for dramatic effect and goes, "I'm kind of retarded." And Joe just falls over laughing, which is the right response. Alex Jones is meant to be laughed at. Not laughed with, laughed at. And make no mistake, he said some horrible, borderline unforgivable things, but he's also said ridiculously memorable and hilarious things. "They're turning the frogs gay!" That's just funny. He is the most effective persona the political scene has ever seen. Like, he plays a highly exaggerated version of himself. I mean, he's a salesman, for God's sakes. He sells, like, meat powder and weight loss shit that turns your skin red. He sells toenail supplements and other made-up garbage. He's J. Jonah Jameson from Spider-Man. He's a conspiracy nut who's meant to be an entertaining listen as you swing across the city saving civilians from scorpions and rhinos. If you take Alex Jones seriously, you are a complete moron, whether you believe everything he says or whether you believe he's a serious, dangerous problem. Alex Jones isn't dangerous. The people who use his existence as fuel to push deplatforming agendas to silence all wrongthink are dangerous. The people who take the joke seriously are dangerous. And even if he 100% believed everything he was spewing, he still wouldn't be dangerous because he has no legitimate pull. What is Alex Jones gonna do that's gonna affect any kind of change? Can he introduce a bill to murder all frogs that are found to be homosexual? Alex Jones can't do shit but sell ointment that makes your skin deny the Holocaust. Conspiracy nuts are worth listening to sometimes anyway, because sometimes conspiracies are true. Once in a blue moon, the dingbats are actually onto something. You can't deplatform them. Where will they be when we really need them? Imagine how they'll mutate under generations of darkness if we don't keep a watchful eye. Now that could be dangerous. Joe Rogan is a gateway to the alt-right, like standing on a roof is a gateway to jumping off a roof. Is it the roof's fault that you have the option to jump off it? Obviously, every roof in America should have protective fencing so nobody can jump off, because the first thing everybody wants to do when they're on a roof is jump off, I guess. Can we not pretend that people don't know how to discern this shit for themselves? The public overall isn't the brainless sheep you think they are. If the party of tolerance can't tolerate other ideas, they don't deserve the moniker. But by giving people like Alex Jones a platform, you are lending credence to and fueling his ideas. Hey, if the ideas are sufficiently bogus and terrible, they're not going to get that popular. You're worried about giving a battery to a tiny remote control car out of fear that it will start running people over, when in reality it's not even big enough to stub someone's toe, and it never will be. Deplatforming people is intellectual tyranny, and I'm fully against it. All these reports have come out about Twitter shadow banning conservatives and Facebook classifying conservative content as bad content to be demoted. That's all true. Twitter's CEO admitted it, and Facebook's internal documents were just leaked, and none of this should surprise anyone. Big tech wanted access to all your information and data so they could learn how best to manipulate and control you. That goal was never that far behind the curtain. Facebook sold its data to advertisers, for Christ's sake, and Google was definitely in on it, because back when I had a Facebook account, I would Google something, and then 2 hours later there'd be an ad related to the thing I Googled on my Facebook page. Humanity has been data mined, and now we're being regulated like products. After all, if we're troublesome thinkers with undesirable opinions and beliefs, what company would want to be associated with selling to us? It's a wonder to me that stores haven't started banning customers for their views. Like, I straight up can't believe Alex Jones is able to get groceries anywhere in this country. The only trigger that needs pulling is for someone to upload a video of them recording Alex Jones buying groceries at like Walmart and tweeting at Walmart like, "You sell this madman groceries? You let him into your store? Have you no shame?" Then there'd be a huge pile on, and Walmart might come out and say, "We here at Walmart do not condone or support Alex Jones and his beliefs, and have notified our workers not to allow him at any of our stores. We will not contribute to him or his family's ability to continue having nourishment and being alive. We will no longer be responsible for satisfying his hunger, as that would enable him to keep spreading his malicious brand." That doesn't sound that unrealistic to me. Where are the cafe signs? No shirt, no shoes. Are you Alex Jones? No service. Chase Bank shut down the chairman of the Proud Boys bank account. They gave him 2 months' notice to move all his assets and didn't provide a reason, other than just saying they carefully considered it. They're shutting down bank accounts, man. I don't care who you are. Enrique Tarrio, the dude's a black Cuban, and they're shutting him down for his affiliation with a supposedly white supremacist group. That if it is indeed white supremacists, boy did they make a mistake letting a black Cuban become the chairman. Talk about a fucking oversight. Hey Enrique, white power, right? Si, senor. Yeah, he gets it. All the writing is on the wall. People are being silenced, and it's not very covert, despite their best efforts, which is also something I don't get. If they truly believe their aim is a noble one, why are you hiding it? If you're gonna demote conservative content, if you're gonna define hate speech as anything that elicits an argument from an SJW and ban it, what's with the cloak and dagger? Why not be out and proud about what you're doing? Why won't they divulge their targeting algorithms, explain how their bots work and how their employees are trained? Why is conservative hysteria such a main ingredient? And obviously it's not just conservative stuff, because it's anyone on the liberal side who has the gall to write an off-the-reservation article about transgenderism or racism or oppression. They get the boot too. That shit's unacceptable. Throw out all the science of the past 1,000 years except the stuff that reinforces what we believe, rewrite the history books, change the economics courses, conduct studies to prove our hypotheses, and discredit them when they don't produce our desired results. I mean, damn, people say the world is gonna end in 12 years because of climate change, which is definitely true this time, because last time when Al Gore stoked fear that Antarctica was gonna lose all its sea ice by 2014, he was just kidding. But what if America doesn't even make it that long? Not because we all burn alive, but because half the population has nowhere to voice their opinions or buy groceries or store their money. Maybe cryptocurrency is poised to make even more of a boom than it already has. Well, that's going to do it for this episode. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at @SunburnAlbino, and you can become a channel member for some exclusive benefits like access to an exclusive Discord, things of that nature, badges, all that stuff. So like, share, and subscribe, and whatnot, and I'll see you guys next time.